This video is going to go over how to build a load in the client version of LoadTrek. I'm on the main page. We're going to hit Jobs. Give it a minute to load. Then we are going to hit Add Load in the button section. Then the first thing you want to do is add a load customer. So whether it's a mail load, a freight load, or anything, you want to make sure you do enter the customer name. So we're just going to do planning, if I can spell today, and then hit tab. Then we want to do load type. This is the legacy company that is running the route. So I'm just going to choose Sheehy, tab, and then you can do any sort of qualifications. So the load that I'm going to build is going to be a CDLA, and we're going to do a 48-foot trailer. And then tab, you're going to want to do ordered by is the post office personnel that ordered it. So I'm going to do Randy, Lloyd, and then just my initials because I accepted the load. And in the comments, you're going to want to do the frequency, or if it's an extra trip, you're going to want to write extra trip 5397. So I'm just going to put Q7, and then whatever Q7 is, you would type what that frequency means. Then in the load reference, you want to put either the trip number, or if it's an extra trip, you want to put in 5397, or for freight loads, something that distinguishes that trip number. So maybe a time if there's a bunch of different quadratic loads. So we're just going to do trip 1. And then hit tab. The stop location, that's the first location that driver is going to, excluding the origin or destination. So for this one, we're going to do Madison, PNDC. Click on it and then hit tab. The stop type. What is that driver doing at that stop? There's a bunch of different options from pickup, delivery, CVS options, if the driver's bobtailing, all sorts of stuff, dock work. In this case, I'm just going to do pickup. And then the stage. If it's one driver doing the whole route, you're going to want to do stage 1 or first stage. If it's a long haul trip, you're going to have multiple stages. And then you want to make sure the arrival date and depart date. If a driver is doing this in one day, you want to make sure those are all the same. Make sure you're building the load for the correct date. So if I'm building this for tomorrow, you want to make sure we have tomorrow selected. And then you want to enter the time. So what time is that driver supposed to arrive at the post office? I'm going to do 11:30 at night, so 23:30. Oops. And then tab. And then we're going to want to do, he's departing 15 minutes later, so 23:45. So because of LoadTrek kind of defaulting, it switched the date on me to the 14th, which is Sunday. We want to change it back to the 13th, which is Saturday, because we're still on Saturday's date. Bill of lading, you're going to want to do the trip number again, so we can type in trip 1. And then in the comments, just anything that would be helpful for the driver. So we're going to do pickup door 17. And then tab. Now you have your route over here on the left-hand side. Then we're going to do add stop. We're going to do Milwaukee Post Office. So Milwaukee PNDC, hit tab. What is that driver doing? I'm going to select deliver. Then what stage? Still the same driver, so stage 1. And then actually I'm going to have this driver get to the Milwaukee PNDC on Sunday in the morning. So we're going to do the 14th. And then he's going to get there at 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to go ahead and type 01:15. And then he's going to depart at 1:30. So 01:30. And then again, the trip number, so trip 1. And then we're just going to put door 7. And then hit tab. And now you have 2 stops over here on the left-hand side. Another thing that you're going to want to make sure you add to the load is the plan. So how long is it going to take this driver to do the route? So we're going to go to the load info. Give it a second to load. Okay, so how many hours is this going to take the driver? We're gonna do 2 hours. And then it's 74 miles for the driver to go from Madison to Milwaukee. So you're gonna make sure you calculate the hours based off of the times we have entered over here. Now you have a load built. Another thing you wanna do is enter the rate. So most loads are gonna already have the rates built into the system, but you always wanna double check. So quantity is gonna be the miles. So we're gonna do 74, and if this load made us $3 a mile, and then we're gonna hit tab. So then we are getting paid for that trip, $222. Now we have our load built, and you are ready to assign it to a driver.